I've been starting a lot of videos in this format, haven't I? As of late. I guess the only thing that's random is which side my head's going to pop out of. For the record, I'm not going to try doing it from upside down. I'm not going to do it that way. That is a very dangerous accident potentially waiting to happen. I should probably get started, shouldn't I? Yes, we're here. This is the final video of 2019. It's technically also the final video, the final day, the final opportunity you're going to see this little guy in this decade. Yeah. And all I can say is what a wild, strange decade it's been. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody, and happy Tuesday. So, man, I had planned on talking about like all the best stuff that happened in 2019, but this is the last day of the decade. I gotta make it big. I gotta make it grandiose. I gotta make it huge. Well, I would, but if what I said on December 14th was any indication, honestly, this last decade and change really hasn't been the greatest to me. Don't get me wrong, there have been some fantastic moments. Absolutely. I mean, that stuff about running 4 marathons and riding my bike for 100 miles for the Tour de Cuca, the first 2 times for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, and the next 2 years, the Food Bank of the Southern Tier. Like, those are some of the most rewarding things I've ever done. You know, watching my brother get engaged, get married, being part of the wedding, even though I really wasn't proud of my role in that wedding. And seeing him have children, making me become an uncle in the process, you know, that's great. The uncle thing happened this year. The whole getting engaged and getting married was like 2014 to 2016. So, yeah. You know, I got to see my family grow in terms of people getting married and people, you know, having children. And not just family, but friends as well. Some of them actually watch these videos, which, hey guys. But it hasn't all been great. It hasn't. I've been in a few dark places in my life. But even in the worst of it all, and I can think of an 82-day period of time in which that was the case, in the end, I did get this little guy out of it, so it can't be that bad, right? You know, honestly, I ended this decade a veritable loser. You know, I was overweight, out of shape. You know, I really did not like myself at all. It took a very long time for me to accept a lot of things. And for the most part, I like this thing that I have. I mean, remember, it took until I was just after 28 before I could even look at myself on camera again. I mean, obviously I can look at myself in the mirror. I mean, you gotta make yourself look nice somehow. You know, you gotta see in the mirror to brush your teeth and comb your hair and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was able to do that. And, you know, not just this year, but in this decade, in terms of the movies that we got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Avengers movies. We got to see the very end of Harry Potter. We got to see, you know, film franchises like Kung Fu Panda finish and How to Train Your Dragon finish. We got to see, I got to see movies like Mad Max Fury Road and the Kingsman movies. You know, this is a great decade for movies and entertainment in general. And, you know, it's only going to get better. And not to mention the animated shows. I mean, SpongeBob finally got good again. And we had shows like Gravity Falls and Phineas and Ferb and Regular Show and Adventure Time. We got to see The Legend of Korra, you know, Amphibia, which I'm excited for part 2 to come out next year. I'm really excited for that. What else is there? Well, for this decade, for me especially, is when I really started getting back into watching One Piece, or reading One Piece. See, like a lot of people who are One Piece fans in America, I too saw the 4Kids dub. Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's stupid. And yeah, I'm really kind of embarrassed by the fact that, that was what I thought One Piece was going to be like. But honestly, I'm glad Funimation took the reins. They're picking up everything they're doing everything great. It's Funimation. They're the people behind, Dragon Ball Z, so it can't be that bad, right? What else? Oh yeah, right. I saw Dragon Ball Super Broly last year. This in 2019 as well. That was really awesome. Honestly, this was, well, for all intents and purposes, this is technically the first full decade I've legitimately been an adult. I mean, yeah, personally, I think you become an adult when you're 18, and I'm 30 right now. So it's been longer than a decade, but in this last, let's say, decade and change, this is the first time, again, I had to do a lot of adult-related things. I was able to go to college. I wasn't actually certified phlebotomist for a little while, even though I had zero interest in doing that whatsoever. I'm living on my own. I'm doing that for a long time now. That's something new. I mean, I still have no idea how to do stuff like edit and whatever, so take that what you will. Are there any videos or things that I've done that I'm proud of? Absolutely. I mean, heck, 2018 legitimately started with me doing videos every day. And it's been going on 2 years strong. So this would make day 730. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, this 100 days has been going by pretty. We're already 3/10 of the way there. So yeah, I can do some math for you. I guess in terms of other videos that I really legitimately am proud of. I mean, I started doing movie reactions or movies. That was great. I mean, technically I started doing them in 2018, but 2019 is when I really started doing more and more of them, and they were great. I had fun doing it, and I can't wait to do more. Talking about One Piece, that was always something I've been wanting to do and talk about. And don't worry, starting next year, I am going to be doing arc reviews, but I'm going to be doing it in a format that a lot of you may or may not be accustomed with. I'll explain when we get to that. Although, with that being said, a channel I watch, the GrandLineReviews, which I'll put a link to his channel in the description down below. He actually did the top 10 best One Piece moments of 2019. So I'll definitely be putting a link in that description, which you really should see, because I really couldn't agree more with what this list was or what it entailed. So that's exciting, right? Another thing, I was finally able to finish my full course menu of life in 2019. And, I was able to talk about libs and readies in the process. Now, it actually has been a while since I've done a refresher on what my full course menu is, so in the order of which I describe everything. For my dessert, it's Rita's Italian Ice. My hors d'oeuvre, wings. My soup, French onion, or New England clam chowder. Although I will admit, though, the bisques over at the Wegmans are amazing. Seriously, if you tried the shrimp bisque, or the lobster bisque, or the pumpkin bisque, those are pretty awesome. I recommend those. Let's see what else. Oh, right. My salad, I keep it simple with Italian Italian dressing, crumbly blue cheese with extra onions. I love me my onions. My drink is soda for the main reason that it's sweet, it's indulging. You know, the sweetness complements a lot of savory food that you could be eating. And the best part is, you don't need to be the age of 21 in order to enjoy it. Yeah, remember that. Lots of people, everybody can have it technically. What else? All right. My fish dish is actually either the Appalachian Brewing Company fish and chips or the all-you-can-eat crab legs at both the Waterfront and the Switzerland Inn. Yeah. The meat dish is the ribeye, which with Tony R's gone, I am going to need to find a replacement somehow. Well, actually, you know what? The Antique Inn. The Antique Inn up in Cuca Lake. Their ribeye is awesome. So, yeah. So, the void for now has been filled. Although Tony R's, I hear, is coming back. I can't wait for that. Here's open in 2020. And my main course, which goes back to Libs and Reddies, it's the filet. Although it involves Libs, it's the filet and scampi. I stand by it. That scampi is the best thing, individual thing, I have ever eaten in my entire life. And for those of you guys who don't know, why is the scampi simply not your main course? Well, very simple, really. Like, there's a reason why same reason why the fish dish involves all you can eat. Because you need a lot, and it takes a lot of fish to satisfy me, a lot of seafood to satisfy me. And with the filet and scampi over at Libs, you know, you get shrimp, but you also get a steak. So, yeah, there you go. And speaking of, you know, filet and scampi over at Libs, that's where I went on my birthday when I turned 30. So, needless to say, that was a great way to end out the decade. Well, honestly, this last weekend was a great way to end out the decade, really. You know, you got to celebrate Christmas. Well, even though technically Christmas was a week ago, no, tomorrow. But you know, I got to celebrate Christmas with my family. I got to celebrate my baby cousin Declan's baptism. Hi, Declan. Your cousin Nick loves you. You know, I got to see my family for that as well. And, you know, Saturday night, I got to go to Libs with my father, my mother, my grandmother, which was a very wonderful meal. You know, and once again, to the good people who work at Libs Supper Club, you know, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. There's a reason why I say both you guys and Reddies are the best places in this area, and I will stand by that. And no, I'm not choosing between either one, because that would be like choosing between my two nephews, and I'm not going to do that. Okay? Good. Someone's going to ask, which is better, Libs and Reddies? I'm not choosing between the two. Okay? I'm not going to do that. Again, that'd be like choosing between my two nephews. I'm not going to do that. Good. Now we have that established. Although, I will say that I do find myself going to Libs more just because, again, it's the filet and scampi. Although, if you don't know what Libs is, you know, if you do go look it up, and you do want to try the scampi for yourselves, word of caution, even though I don't really think this should be a problem, how much you like the shrimp scampi over at Libs is going to depend on how much you like garlic. If you do not like garlic, you're not going to like this dish, because it is loaded with garlic. But for me, it's in the best possible way. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, actually, I have a friend who said she's working over at Libs right now. I didn't see her, but, you know, I heard she works there. Speaking of which, one thing I forgot to mention on the day after my birthday, usually on Saturday nights, we usually go to the Central restaurant in Painted Post. And normally I see this one waitress there. Well, it turns out this past Saturday, this waitress was at Libs celebrating her birthday as well. Yes, a certain waitress over at the Central and myself have the exact same birthday. Pretty cool, huh? Not to mention, this past Saturday, I got to see an old friend and quite possibly one of the strongest people I think I've ever known. So, on the off chance, you know, you're watching, it was really great to see you. I wish I always feel so elated whenever I see some of you guys. And especially when it's been a long time since I've seen you, and then I'm always so incredibly sad, like, oh, it's over. I'm so sad about that. But at least I can say I had a good time. And in the end, that's really all that matters. So yeah. This was, another thing, more Cuca Lake videos. Got to jump into Cuca Lake to show you guys that. That was awesome. And not to mention, I got to do stuff like jump in Cuca Lake for the polar bear plunge at the Switzerland Inn, which I mentioned earlier. I got to try to be part of an attempted world record. Yeah, apparently it didn't count because the shamrock wasn't completely filled in. But if we're doing it again, I saved my poncho, so you can bet I'm going to be ready for it. Yeah. I really don't know what else to say. This was a good decade. Not a great decade, not a perfect decade, most certainly not a bad decade, and most certainly not the worst decade of my life. A good one. And honestly, considering that life can be somewhat of a bittersweet thing, and believe me, if my 2 videos I've done since I'm doing this involving, well, technically 8 videos, involving me talking about suicide are, if any indication, then it's really far from perfect. But good it's fine. I couldn't have picked something to do that's more rewarding, more fun, and just overall makes me feel good doing it. Seriously, I love doing this for you guys. And I don't want to stop. I mean, I kind of wish I was getting money for it. That'd be sweet, but, I guess it's all in due process. I mean, don't want to get all religious on you guys, but, like the good book says, he moves in mysterious ways. So, whatever God has in store for me, I'm sure it's good. In the meantime, I'll just stick to doing what I know. That's trying to be a good person, trying to maintain a positive attitude, and always being here every day, entertaining the masses. So, I'm good. So, from this humble little apartment, to all you, I am beyond humbled that I was able to share this final video of the decade with all of you today. I am hopeful that we all have a happy new year. Be responsible now. Remember, some people actually do have to work tomorrow. But, I hope you embrace your loved ones and do whatever you have for fun or whatever. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always most certainly going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.